Poesia, poetry, Greek meaning poesia. I create, yo creo, conveying love, at times some anger, lyrical yet magical methods of manifestations. I love it. A way of remembering, holding on to memory, preservation is called poetry. Predating literacy in many languages, 9 elements of poetry, alliteration, assonance, consonants, figurative language, poetry. I love the imagery. Rhyme with me, feeling the rhythm, sometimes bongos, but today cover me. I'm going in with drums and violins. I'm Dr. Poetry, I dancer while I write a stanza, choosing wisely my tone, bailando el son, escuchando la clave. Each revealing the recentering rapidly to the movement of my pen as I express my thoughts through poem. What many refer to poetry, but was Latin really derived from the Romans? Negative, it's from the Phoenicians. La chingre realmente no derivó de los romanos. After all, aren't we all hermanas y hermanos? Honors to all languages as we keep creating. We may all be speaking, but are we really communicating? I see you over there playing investigator all in my hair, pero yo no me ha muerto para que me estén velando. Entiendo lo que estoy falando, mi filia. Fica con calma, nene. No fica así, no. No fica con rabia, no. No one is shaming you for speaking different languages that connect us all. There's always truth in the lie, and I choose to rely on my frequency. But for me, it's the ability to express my thoughts in several languages. After all, the point of it all is to connect and not disconnect. Protection for the connection. Embrace my affection. In poética dieri, soy doctora poesía. Soy la doctora poesial. ¿A qué aconteció como lengua latina? Ella es extinta. What happened to the Latin language? Is it extinct? Is it dead? Está muerto. Que un mergulano inició de latín. ¿El dónde veo? ¿De dónde vino? Phoenician derived, said the Romanos. So they added CIC to create a romantic language of French, Romanian, Spanish, and Portuguese. There's always truth in a lie, and I choose to rely on my frequency to embrace all dialects, accents that beautifully remind us of our diversified ancestry. Poesia sounds like a lot, right? I love it. Speaking Latin, Portuguese, and Spanish, but where did it come from? Phoenician. No one is shaming you for speaking different languages. Ninguém tá falando mentira, minha filha. Fica com calma, neném. Da mão não fica assim, não. There's always truth in the lie, and I choose to rely on my frequency. Frequency. Ninguém me está avergonzando você por falar diferente. A linguagem que nos conecta a todos. Yo amo poesía con toda mi alma. Poesía. Feel free to hate on me. I'm Dr. Poetry, and I love poetry. There's nothing like the South Bronx representing like whatever crowd. I've been through all 5 boroughs, but there's still nothing quite like the Boogie Down Bronx is where I'm from. I'm from the legendary home of the hip-hop nation, and representations beyond horizons. Now I'm about to get a little deep, like the mob in disguises, but we gotta stay empowered. Paradise laws breaking down the sin of slaw. Cold blood, human bondage, surrounded by windows left wide open, broken, shattered glass. By the beat I pass, and now I'm falling. The angels are calling, and I'm shivering. Them 7 deadly sins are trying to kill me. No probable cause, discreetly I'm lost with malicious scriptures. Black and white pictures slowly grin with sins and its consequences of a deadly senses. 666 and not enough 7s. In this thirsty world, filled with sloth and pride and lust and gluttony, in my anatomy haunted by wrath, greed, and envy, exasperated. We have a higher self, we have a lower self. We decide, who do we want to feed? It's within us. Capital vices, viciously elated and often debated. He's visualizing me triple X-rated. Provocative lust had you castrated, but I...
Ooh! We both did it. Woo! Can we get a woo-woo? Right. Man, thank you, Cosmic Oracle.
We are here.
Let me just tell y'all, welcome to Hear Me Out Poetry. Don't listen to that banner down there. That's a That's what you call a blooper. I love it. Yes, I was recording Minding My Heart, and I forgot to take the band off. Sue me. But no, seriously, shout out to you, Cosmic Oracle, because today we're definitely going to have a special. And I want us to get into it with Cosmic Oracle. We're going to have a special Cosmic Insight on Hear Me Out Poetry Live. There's so much going on, but I kind of wanted to give you like a little intro of where I'm at with certain things and what I've been noticing. Because there are moments in life when simply just standing in your truth feels like a spiritual confrontation. When you carry clarity in a world that thrives on confusion and compassion, in a culture that rewards detachment.
Right.
So our presence alone becomes disruptive. And being light in the darkness is not, it's not even a poetic identity. It's a lived responsibility. And we know that. And in that responsibility, grounding becomes essential to us. But grounding is not just about staying calm or centered. It's about understanding the invisible forces that tug at our energy, especially energy cords. And this is what the unseen and the emotional, spiritual, psychological connections that bind us to people, places, and experiences. Well, we're going to have a conversation about that because Cosmic Oracle is going to give us some information about that. We're going to be sharing our poetry about these things and how we process these things as we see them, because we see them. Cosmic, what you think about what I just said? Because I know you got a lot to say about it.
I love it all. You're right on point. Energy cords. And I talk about this time and time again, but I haven't talked about it in a while. And so it's very important for folks. And I'm seeing how, for some reason, even more, because I'm seeing people's cords. I'm seeing things being attached to individuals, energetic cords. It's an attachment. It's this, the subtle energetic connection formed between people, places. It's not just people. It's also places, memories, habits, and even emotions. And they aren't inherently bad all the time. I'm going to say that because there's the positive energy cords, right? There's that. Right. But we want to focus on those cords that were created that need to be severed. But yeah, so energetic pathways that are created through usually emotion and attention, trauma, love, fear, caring, and repeated interactions. So yeah. And I had written down, because I was like, okay, because there's a different, you have your energetic cords, that you have the emotional cords, and I've already, the trauma caretaker cords. I see this a lot at work. I see this in my people's caretaker cords is what I call them. I don't know if I made that up myself, but that's what I call them.
No, but check
mental cords.
That's a good, I'm glad you said that. Like, I don't know if that even exists, but what you're explaining, that is really on point. Because I also wanted to ask you really quick before, because I'm gonna forget, because there has to be, okay, so we have this energy core real quick, but there's also, it could drain us, or it could nourish us.
Yes.
I think some cords, and I think I'm in that nourishing season. I felt the energy cords that used to drain me.
Yeah.
And now the energy cords that I'm holding on to, that they're attached, I want to say that they're nourishing me in a good way. So sometimes it feels like you're entangled, right? Right? Am I on you worlds right here? Because I just want to.
No, well, that's what I was saying. Because you have these natural cords and positive cords, and then we have these cord connections to our ancestors, to the ascended masters that we may work with, the unseen forces that we work with. And then we have those that are attached to, that were created by trauma and various things that it can drain us. And that's why it's important to it's important to sever certain cords. Other cords you don't want to sever. See? Yeah. So right on point.
That's it right there. And it's almost like cutting your ends. I also know that our hairs are cords. They're energy cords.
And they're antennas. These are antennas.
Antennas. Yeah. And this is why it's important sometimes to cut your ends. A lot of people don't know that.
This is why Cosmic has shaved her head a few times.
Stop it.
Seriously, oh no, Izzy, I have to show you some pictures. Just a couple. This growth right here. This is all from the last time I had my, what was it? Just a couple years ago. I even had a mohawk for a while, and then I was like shaved that off, and then I just let. This is all new, fresh hair. I had to do that because of connections when I did the severing of a cord from my son's co-creator. That's what I did. I shaved my hair, and I haven't talked about it very much, but that's why I did that. So
I got you, man. I got you. That's why I cut my ends. Only honestly for the first, when I was a child, my mother always cut my ends, but it was also to strengthen the hair. But if you think about it, strengthening. Yeah. Why are we strengthening? Because it's something that looks weak, right? So in the ethereal world, that is also existing. And I don't let nobody touch these antennas. You know what I mean? I'm very picky of who touch, and I cut a lot actually.
That reminds me of my my step grandfather. I don't ever say that, he's just my grandfather. He's from Belize. He's half African and half Mayan, indigenous. His father was full-blooded Mayan. His grandma's from Africa, or maybe I think it was his grandma. It may have been his great grandma who came over, settled in Honduras, and then went to Belize. And then his mom, her roots are straight from Africa, but his father was Mayan, who would come through town in Belize. He was from the southern part of Mexico. I don't think it was Chiapas, where my ex-husband was from, but somewhere over there, maybe Guatemala. I can't remember. Anyways, he is a Rasta. He's true Raz. I say Raz. He's a Rastafarian. That's his, like he walks, that's his path. His dreadlocks are down to the floor. They drag on the floor. That's how long his dreads are. Or, sorry.
His locks.
Locks, no dreads. He's like, no dreads.
Right.
They're locks. So he has to wrap them up because they're so long. He makes his own hats, and because nobody makes hats big enough to put all his locks in. So he makes his own. But that's the thing is, and just like indigenous people, they're very hardcore that those locks, those are antennas, and they're sacred, and nobody, and people want to go up and touch his hair. And he just that's why he keeps them up in public now, because it just got too much. Like people are just so like, what are you doing touching my hair? Like what? So but he talks about that, the sacredness of the locks and what it entails and everything like that. So
that's beautiful though. I love that. I know in Puerto Rico we have the ceiba tree, and in Puerto Rico, how we used to, and it's so funny because I kind of think Avatar, the movie Avatar.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like that movie kind of like took a copy paste of how it was for the Taínos living in Puerto Rico and Borinque in that era, in that time, because the Taínos, there was an energy that we would take the trees and kind of wrap our hair with the tree and have like that connection, right? And I saw that happening in Avatar, in the movie.
Yes. Avatar. Beautiful.
I find that beautiful. Yeah, I find that amazing. I really do. If you look at that tree, it looks like the one that Avatar, in the movie Avatar, where
I'm gonna have to look this up because I heard you mention that the other day real quick, and then I was like, I gotta look this up because I see in Avatar, I see the there's various, it's all indigenous, whether I see African stuff in there, I see the islands, I see all down in that region of where in certain tribes, like in your country, and then up, like I see stuff from up in the, North America region. It's all like this intertwining of different cultures, indigenous cultures. And I thought that was beautiful how they did that.
I mean, there's, and we call it, the ceiba tree. There's a lot of different trees, and I think it's a ceiba tree. I want to say it's a ceiba tree. But I know that if you look at it, they're beautiful. They're beautiful, and it looks just like that. And I remember myself, and it's funny, we talked about off the air before we came on the air. We were talking about Rincon, right, where your brother went surfing in Puerto Rico. There's a place called Oaxaca right next to it, and you see the whole indigenous and there's these trees there that when I would go, I don't know why I would always do this. I would play with the cord, Yeah, we're talking about chords,
Yeah.
energy chords. The leaf has like a long branch, but it was thin, and I would love to, I don't know why, but I would play around with my hair with it. You know what I mean? Like I would do this with it and just take a cord and just, I would always like to be in the water with some trees or leaves or something in my hair. And and I'm saying all this because sometimes we're doing things and we're not even we don't know that maybe that was something from our ancestors, and correct me if I'm wrong, that used to do this. And because we have the DNA within us, right? I share that. It comes out and automatically. You don't even know why you're doing it. Because I kid you not, I'm talking about this was back in the 90s when I wasn't living on the island. I was a tourist. So coming in as a tourist to the island, I would want to feel so much more connected, I guess. And I would do things like, I don't know, play with the leaves and put that in my hair. Somehow that's all connected. It's got to be a connection,
absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
Because I wanted you to give us like an example of okay. So we talked about the energy cord. You mentioned it that it could anchor us. It could ground us, right? But it could also entangle us, right?
Right.
So we are kind of like in a moment where I'm seeing a lot of things happening as well. And I wanted you to speak on these chords and why they're so important to us. And for us to understand more about it, if you can. I would love to talk about that.
So when we engage with an individual, and it doesn't have to be, there's the different levels, the different vibrations or levels of chords, because you have, when you go to meet somebody for the first time and you're hugging somebody, right? You create an energy connection innately. It happens. You could create a connection to a place. That's why I said it's not just, it's not just a person, it's also places. And we have these attachments to, it's almost like the concept of imprints, those imprints. Where you go into a place and you could feel, the indigenous people talk about this a lot.
Right.
There's an energy that's still there, that's imprinted there. And
the remnants. The remnants is like the remnants of it.
Pretty much, yeah. Exactly. So it's like you create this energy cord, and then if you're in a relationship with somebody, if you go become intimate with somebody, that's a whole nother level. And so when folks, always encourage people and folks that come to me, I do readings, I do some spiritual counseling and stuff like that, guidance. I talk about the importance of severing that cord. It doesn't mean it's going to take away any of the good memories or the good and positive things or anything like that. But it is going to break that connection, because especially if something was toxic, that cord is continuously draining you. It's an energetic pathway created, right? And I think I said that already. That's how I see it. And that's how I see it on folks, or even with myself. I had a whole thing that happened a couple years ago, and I realized that when I had to shave my hair and I severed the cord. But it's important to make sure that you sever those cords, because they will do what you said, drain you. It will cause for, they're unhealthy cords. So the unhealthy cords need to be severed, because those cords will continuously exhaust you. They will hold you back, really. That's the best way to put it. They'll hold you back. They create for stagnation. I wanted to bring up my notes because I had notes. I was going to see if I could.
While you bring up your notes, I kind of wanted to share something about, because I guess I am tapped in. I just never embraced it. You know, when you know, but you just don't want to do the work. I wasn't being lazy. I just didn't feel like I'm going to give you 100% of my tap. I'm still learning a lot. But not so much learning like I didn't know. I'm accepting what I know. It's one thing to know and then not apply it, not move
Right.
with it, not
Yeah.
trust it. You know, but you don't trust yourself. And I've stepped into the light. I'm in the light, and I love.
He's in the light.
Right. I feel like I became the light. And
Mhm.
one of the things that I knew about energy cords, didn't know the terminology of it. Because we
Yeah.
talked about cutting our split ends and why is that so important, and the antennas and all these energetic things that we should be paying attention to.
Right.
One of the things that when I thought about what does that look like for me in terms of embrace, like I know that there's a connection, there's an attachment, there's something going on. That right there. Stop right there.
Yeah.
Busy, stop right there. Sometimes, when the cord, the energy cord that you have, it's not nourishing you.
Right.
Because it feels like an attachment.
Yep. Exactly.
When it starts feeling like a connection, it's nourishing you.
Mhm.
But if it's feeling like an attachment, it's because it's draining you.
Right.
Is it based on truth or is it based on projection? I'm saying these are things we got to think about. We got to think about it, Cosmic. There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
So it's like I always say, why am I saying this to this person? Why do I feel I need to? Am I really coming through because I'm feeling that? Because I went through that? Like, am I projecting? Like, I don't do that all the time, but
Yeah.
I've been doing that. And that's how I know I'm growing. Spiritually, I'm growing. I'm embracing it. I don't care what anybody has to say. I don't care. I don't care if anybody feels like anything is made up I don't think about those things anymore.
Yeah.
Because I know where we are when it comes to energetic cords.
Mhm.
Energetic cords are supposed to be honest. It's honesty there. There's transparency there. There's clear agreements there, right?
Mhm. Right.
They shouldn't override your intuition. They
No.
shouldn't override your boundaries or
Right.
and this is why I say sometimes when we assume and we have these silent assumptions that I see a lot of folks do, and I'm learning, I watch it, the silent assumptions,
Right.
those things create distorted cords. Distorted.
Yes.
Anything
Yes.
distorted is not coming from a great energy,
No.
because distortion is meant to confuse you.
Right.
I don't like anything that's gray when it comes to uncertainty. So sometimes I feel like that's an effect, and that's why I feel like I asked myself the other day, am I releasing cords when the relationships of people having with people, whether it's work, family, is that like an energetic hygiene that I'm just letting go of a lot of things that are not good for me? Because there's something energetic hygiene. So I feel like I'm okay with that. And that's how I know I'm stepping in the right. I'm no longer questioning. I just want to make sure that everything I'm doing there's brain coherence. My mind and my brain are made up. They're together and they're understanding. And so I want to be able to stay sensitive and creative with these things. I feel like it's okay to protect ourselves.
Absolutely. And that's what that is. And cord cutting it's not rejection. It's not harm. It is a return to, I keep using the word, there's certain words that keep coming up lately for me. Sovereignty. Healthy cords naturally loosen. It's not tight. It's not because the healthy cords are different. It's gentle, exactly. Unhealthy cords, that when that happens, when you have an unhealthy cord, it really does require conscious release. And it, like I said, it's not rejection. It is healing and it's protection for self, and allows for you, once that's severed, to advance, because it creates a stagnation. If you have an unhealthy cord, you get exhausted, it just does a lot, and it creates for certain thought processes. It creates for like all sorts of toxicity. It really is. It is a form of toxicity.
At its best.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then a lot of us don't, most people don't realize it because there's a lot of people that will be, like, what the hell are you guys talking
You don't
about?
even know, right? Exactly.
But it's
Listen, I
very
didn't know
real.
any of this neither, but I had no other choice but to actually find out, why am I thinking? Why am I seeing this? Why my energies here?
Mhm.
Why? And I gave you the example the other day. I did a show on minding my heart. Shout out to minding my heart.
Yeah.
I had to talk about it because even though I didn't plan on remembering
Yeah.
my dad's death anniversary, the day he died,
Yeah.
I thought I was like on automatic like that. I would remember every year.
Mhm.
And this year was the first time that I let go, that I didn't think about it. And that's again confirmation that you have been healed. Like,
Mhm.
like I'm good with it. But also you start getting these things from the ancestors, the universe, whatever you want to call it, letting you know that it's okay, right?
Right.
Because what's funny is that although I didn't remember, I talk about this, I was dressed all in black when I went to the beauty salon. I went into the beauty salon, y'all. I was all
Yeah.
dressed in black. And I didn't really think about anything like that. I wasn't thinking. And it wasn't up until I went to Amac's room. Shout out to Amac on stereo. And he started talking about his dad. And it was almost like I needed to go into that room. I didn't really want to go into that room because I remember I said, I got things to do. I kept on saying that. I got a lot of stuff to do.
Mhm.
And then I remembered because I remember so many things. And then I'm like, wait a minute, why am I taking this so harsh? There was a lesson there. The lesson is that, and I felt the energy. I'm telling you, I felt the energy. It was a good energy. It was nourishing. It didn't feel like an attachment. It didn't feel like nothing bad. It was more like, you're gentle now. Now
Yeah.
you're okay. You can release. You don't have to
Right.
be on fight or flight. It's okay. And I really understood that. And so much, Cosmic, that I actually had to do a show on that.
I
Shout out
love
to
it.
Minding My Heart.
Yeah.
But back to these and don't, isn't it a lot like cleansing? And I want to, you got something out there called cleansing, right?
I do. I
Right?
do. Yeah. Sorry. Look at that.
You got something out there called cleansing. Tell us
I
about it.
do. So this particular piece, the beat's a little intense because cleansing can be, depending on the cleansing, it could be
Right.
a little bit lighter, right? Or it can be intense. And this particular piece I wrote, it just came to me. So I was outside when I was doing that bad habit of smoking cigarettes that I quit 8 months ago. But I was outside and I was going through some things because I was seeing so much. And I had already gone through a lot of healing, hence that shaving of my hair, cutting cords, all this stuff. But there were certain things that were still present in regards, not to just that, but there was something else that was resurfacing. And I realized, oh my goodness. So it was a mixture of that and other things I was experiencing at the time, where I was seeing the masks falling off and I was observing certain things about certain individuals. And I was able to see certain chords that were still present. And I was like outside and it started to pour rain. And this piece literally came through and I had to run into the house and I wrote everything down. But I was outside and I was just like, it was just so clear as day, these words that were flowing through and the fact that the water, and I'm a water sign. Now I'm a water sign. I'm a water, I'm a Cancer sun. I'm a Cancer rising and I'm a Scorpio moon. I'm full of water and the rest of my houses are full of water. Water for me, I drink, all I drink, like seriously, I don't drink anything else for the most part other than water. Maybe, coffee, but coffee has water in it, but water's my drink. I have to constantly, this is how I cleanse and I do bathing. I'm going to actually mention something in a little bit. If you don't mind, I'll talk about
Of course.
a form of cleansing and healing your aura, our energetic field that we have. But yeah, so rain, I love rain. I'll go stand in the rain. I love rain. That's why I love where I live, because we get a decent amount of it. And I was just outside and I just started having this cleansing moment.
Ooh,
And
I like that.
I
Let's
wrote
go.
the piece that I wrote.
So you give us permission, right? Because
I give full permission for Dr. Poetry to play my piece, which is on my album, Calculations of the Mind Flow. Poetry is my therapy. I give you full permission to play it here on the Hear Me Out Poetry Show.
Shout out to Cosmic Oracle, y'all. Let's go. Hold on one second. Before we play, I want to say something really quick, Cosmic. I just want you to know that I love what you did in this album. I need to tell you that because, wait, where are we? I can't see you. Oh, here I am. I wanted to tell you that I love what you did. I love what you did in that album. That album, it's so good for folks who want to meditate and really sit with self. There's a lot of things there that we had these conversations already, but to make a long story short, we have to make sure that when we are writing such things like she did, like you're going to hear in a few, it's a way of, because what you did really is to cut the chords. And that's why I wanted to say, some chords are formed through guilt. Some chords are formed through fear and obligation, and all that creates is leaks, drains, and power imbalances. So they become chords that feel sticky. So I always encourage myself not to maintain chords out of nostalgia or some fantasy in my mind. If the connection exists only in memory or what you call that imagination, then the chord becomes, what I said earlier, distorted. And I like to speak to here because you're saying a lot in this piece. I feel like we shouldn't allow our chords to override our boundaries. Because if someone's energy keeps pulling on you without consent,
right,
that's not connection, that's intrusion.
Exactly. Thank you. Intrusion.
That's intrusion. And absolutely. I know that there are times, I speak for self, where I can look like I am oblivious to all of it. I'm such an Aquarian. I am not oblivious to it. Because I know that some people want your energy, not your presence. And chords with them, I don't know, it's like they become extraction channels, girl.
Right.
Am I right or wrong? Don't they become like extraction channels?
Yes.
Exactly. So I don't want to cut any chords in anger, right? Cutting in a reactive state.
Right.
Anything's going to happen. It's going to create a whole psychic whiplash.
Yeah. Well, there's times where I always say when it's not, you don't want to force cord cutting. There's times you have to be very mindful when you're going about.
You have to reinforce the bond and then and leave residue. And so I say this with all the love I got in my heart, releasing it from a grounded. And you use the word. What did you say before? You said you keep using this word, sovereign.
Yeah, sovereign. It keeps coming up.
You said sovereign. It's a core connection, not a contract. So exactly, you want to make sure that you release from a ground. You're grounded, and it's a sovereign place. It's your place. So right. I kind of wanted to say that. I felt the need to say that. I really felt like saying that to everyone out there, because when you start listening to this track right here, you're going to understand why I'm saying the things I'm saying. I want everybody to pay attention to what she's saying in this a lot. And yes, the music is dramatic, it's perfect. I think it's needed. Cosmic, I'm sorry, I'm long-winded right now, but I definitely I really wanted us to get to that. So without further ado, I want everybody to hear this, because this is Cosmic right now, with her beautiful track called The Cleansing. And I think you need to share this with everyone when you hear this. Make sure y'all go in there. If you want that cleansing, this is it right here.
The rain is pouring down upon me entirely, vibrantly, allowing for me to see that the cleansing is needed substantially. The circumstantial calculations of the mind's flow stem from a jagged place of misunderstandings, understandings, overstandings, and all that falsified junction. The rapture of falsified assumptions, non-compliant narratives, and what seems to be unhealthy expectations. The rain is pouring down upon me, allowing for the cosmic to see the wrath of individuals' jealousy or merely perhaps petrified perceptions from past afflictions, lost conclusions, erasing the overstanding tides, yet conjuring imbalanced visions, the corrosion of true sight, the undertow of corruption and spite. Moving and grooving with that toxic assuming, because the frequency of the guilty conscious has your meter off kilter, and this is where I must filter while observing the nonsense that is you and the fact that there was no true authenticity in how you claim to be. Only a lost soul wishing to be heard and understood, with a lacking to understand yourself. The rain is pouring down upon me entirely, vibrantly, allowing for me to see that the cleansing is very much needed. The rain is pouring.
Whoa, oh, snaps out to that right there. She said the rain is pouring, and I mean, you made that abundantly categorically clear.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to the water, y'all, when y'all take a shower. That's what I do. No matter what they throw at me, I take a shower and I'm in there like, water is my power. Like I'm an Aquarius. And it's not that one is feeling yourself. I mean, it's good to feel you. You know, that whole phrase, she feeling herself too much. I don't mind. What's it to you? What's it to you if I'm feeling myself?
Right?
What's it to you?
That's positive. That's
right.
a positive. When you're feeling yourself, you feel yourself. And people, they don't understand that, and they look at it differently and in a very toxic way, where they think, oh, she's so self-absorbed. No.
Yeah.
It's called being strong and having the strength in your own temple. Absolutely. Your mind, body, and spirit are all collaborating in a balanced way, and you walk therefore in balance, and your head's up high, and you are who you are, and you are so proud of who you are, and you're feeling yourself. Absolutely.
And that's where I'm at with it, y'all, because that's what cracks me up sometimes. And I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna take the moment to speak on a couple of things. You know, first of all, there are moments in life when we simply standing on our own truth feels like a spiritual confrontation. We said this earlier, didn't we say this? I said that, right? I feel like the way of being, you know, the way we are, it bothers people. It bothers folks so much. I'm not sure why, but it's a way of saying to yourself, be strong regardless. If it bothers anyone, that's not your problem. Your problem should be, where are you? How are you growing? Whether it's growing mentally, emotionally, professionally, personally. right? Spiritually.
Right.
I think that's where we should be with all of this. I think that's what we should be with it. I don't want anybody feeling kind of like, especially when you're writing your poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about, we encourage, we motivate, we strive to encourage everyone. Well, we want to be authentic with everything. We do. We want to move forward. We want to make sure that we are. How do I say this? Because I'm trying to get the word. There's something about holding on to your authenticity, right?
Yes,
You
absolutely.
being genuine without having to compromise anyone else's reality.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like? It looks like just because you're being your authentic self, you're really reaching to yourself, you're doing the internal work, you see the spiritual warfare. Shout out to the last, you guys did your thing. We see all that. Yet we're still overcoming all these internal battles. You
Right.
talked about having trauma. Sometimes we have these traumas that we have to cut the cords because we're done with that, right?
Yeah.
Cut the cord. Because some of these energy cords are here to teach us something too. I believe that. I think if it looks bad,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't it? I mean,
No, it's true.
I see it. I see it a lot, and I just want to. I think we have to be very, very careful on how we move sometimes when it comes to that, though, Cosmic.
Yes.
I don't know how to explain it. I wanted to say a few things, but it's almost like I think I feel like that's why there's so many different imbalances between there's an imbalance between men and women also.
Yes.
Right? I said that the other day. I talked about, we call it toxic femininity, toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to stay in the balanced state. Nobody wants to stay there in the center. And I want to play this video really quick.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. This is not out yet, y'all. So this is definitely something that's coming soon. I know I did it backwards. I created a video and it's not out yet. But that tells you why I find this information and conversation that we're having so important.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we don't realize that we don't have connections, we don't have attachments, we have an intrusion. And sometimes when these things are happening, we become we're already unbalanced, balanced, and we can't discern, or we become unbalanced because we can't discern. Either or, we were imbalanced. We're unbalanced. Does that make sense? Do you understand?
No, you're making perfect sense. We're speaking my language, darling.
Man, that's where I've been at lately. I've been like, wow, is this really it? Like, and I just am like, wow, you that? Like, really?
Yeah. And it's important to be aware of, I always say, if you're wondering, right, if a cord is unhealthy, you got to think about these things, right? If you're feeling exhausted after thinking about or interacting with an individual or a place, if you've gone somewhere and you go to this place and you feel so drained, right? Or if you're replaying conversations or emotions long after a relationship's over with, the relationship ended and you're not talking to that person, but you're replaying things in your mind over and over again. If you have any feelings of guilt, obligation, or fear that doesn't feel like your own.
I just said that. It's an intrusion.
Right? So that's why I was saying, you nailed it.
That's an intrusion.
Difficulty moving on despite clarity at the mind level. Right? And if you're feeling that, like I always say, if you're feeling that stagnation, if you are not able to proceed forward accordingly on your path, you're stuck and you're doing all this replay, like I just said, that is a clear sign that cord is unhealthy, and it does most definitely need to be snipped.
Yeah, that cord is draining you. It's draining. If you feel drained, that's what it is. Now, I'm not saying all this to anybody. This is okay, and I want to be clear about this because I'm not Walter Mercado. You know what I mean? I'm not the person to say that I know too much about tarot. That's COSMIK's work. I'm not doing that. I am a warrior of light. That I can tell you. I don't have to share that. In fact, I'm not one to tell people what to do. Sometimes you hear things and you're kind of like, girl, just boil some cinnamon sticks and boil it and walk around your house. Like it comes out naturally. But
Yeah.
I don't say anything like that. I'm not, unless I have connection with you. It's a connection. It's a connection. There's a connection with the person. I feel a divine connection that I feel like I need to talk to. I'll say something, but I'm not one to walk around giving anyone advice on how they should move, especially energetically.
Right.
Yet I felt this in my heart and my soul because I don't feel drained. I want to share good things with you. I want to tell you I don't feel that. I feel light. I feel love. I feel like if there was some type of negative draining on me, it's done with. You ever watch Poltergeist when she was like, "This house is clean"?
Yep.
No, I feel like that's what happened in my temple. Like in my like Izzy's like, Dr. Porchy's like, this house is clean. And I feel good about it. And I love celebrating things like that. I feel like fog free. I was playing with COSMIK. I was telling her, I don't know if it's all these damn sea moss I'm eating. Because I always eat pineapples. I love pineapples. It's my happy. And I eat a lot of pineapples because I just love pineapples. I've been loving
They clean your body.
I've always been, But it's
I was
also
telling my son about that.
anti-inflammatory.
Like, yeah. I said, where Izzy lives, she can have these fruits all the time because he wants certain fruits. I'm like, up here, we don't have them right now, sweetheart, or they're not as prevalent. And I said, if they are, you better read where they're coming from. Now, if they're coming from, Puerto Rico, they're coming from certain areas. I'm like, okay, well, they grow there all the time because he wants to
the backyard. We have mango.
Mango. Yeah.
I mean, like, I want a pineapple. I got mangoes. And I love that. And I'm thankful for it. I'm grateful for it. I appreciate that. I wasn't always appreciative about those things. I took Puerto Rico for granted. I would come here as a visitor, as a tourist, and just be like, I'm going to Puerto Rico. I'm going home, but I never realized what it means to have all these wonderful chlorophyll all around me.
Right.
So ever since I've been on that right there, I've been able to be a lot more clear, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Clear. I'm a lot clearer. I can see things a lot more clear, and I can see when there's a war on balance.
Yeah.
Which brings me to this video.
Man, we're living in a world that worships the "don't push me because I'm close to the edge" creed, where extremes are kings and queens, nuances are exiled like rhetoric heretics, and balance is too quiet, it's a trend, it's too complex to go viral, it's too human to be binary. And we speak of emotions like they're enemies. They're told to man up or calm down, as if feeling deeply is a flaw. Repugnant, as if our hearts must be either fortress or a flood. But what is the strength? It's not the absence of tears, but the courage to hold them without drowning. Why are we debating identity like it's a courtroom drama? Why are we sexually dissecting identity under neon lights? Like, why? As if love must be labeled, boxed, and filed alphabetically and chronologically. But identity is not a thesis to be defended. It's a poem. It's a poem still being written. It's the balance between knowing and becoming. And don't get me started on gender. Gender? We've turned it into a battlefield. Masculinity must be steel. Femininity must be silk. But what of the man who protects with gentleness? What of the woman who nurtures with fire? We forget the lioness hunts, the stallion watches the herd, and nature never asks permission to blur the lines, but the media scripts the spectacle. It doesn't seek truth, it seeks traction. It doesn't ask for balance, it demands a villain. So toxic masculinity becomes the headline, but never the healing. We see the abuser, but not the boy, taught to bury his softness within all those different ways of denial. phases of internal rejection of one's own softness. We shame the aggression, but we never ask. We never question the culture that equates vulnerability. And you hear me speak of vulnerability because they see it as weakness. And now toxic femininity enters the frame, enters the room, a counter narrative. And I still see it like a cartoon because it has its ways of manipulative and vain entitlement, flattening into these tropes for algorithms to feast on. But where's the space to ask what wounds taught her to weaponize her worth? What systems taught her that power must come at someone else's expense? I mean, we say a woman must choose nurturer or leader. Why not both? Why not the hand that rocks the cradle also write policy, build empires? Why we can't protect a man? We say a man must be a protector but never protected. Balance is not the enemy. It is a bridge between emotion and reason, between identity and expression, between the masculine and the feminine that live in all of us. So stop. Don't be fearing the center. Let us not mock the middle. Let us learn to live in the tension and call it wholeness. I'm Dr. Poetry.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Let's not fear the middle. Let's not fear being in the middle, y'all. It's okay to be in the middle. We don't have to be so extreme. We don't have to get so loud because Lord knows when it goes to the left, there's a reason. There's a reason why that song set it off. Set it off on your left, set it off on your right. Right. They don't say set it off in the middle, because when you're in the middle, you're balanced.
What we call the middle pillared. Middle pillared.
So that's why I know. I just know, and when you know, you cannot unknow. But cosmic, I want to get right into it because we do have that cosmic insight. We've been speaking about these wonderful things that are going on. And I want to go straight to your segment. I'm not telling anybody anything about what it's about, what we're talking about. I'm not doing what I did last week. Last week I told y'all the number. Did I tell y'all the number? I probably did. I couldn't keep it to myself. All right, because it was about number 7. Shout out to you, Cosmic. This is Cosmic Insight, y'all. Let's go.
In the starlit night, secrets unfold. Cosmic oracle with stories untold. Whispers of faith reach out to the sky. She'll read your cards, let your spirit fly. Planets align in a cosmic dance, unlocking your truth, offering a chance.
Greetings and salutations, beloveds. It's Cosmic Oracle for this week's Cosmic Insight. And I'm here at work because I've been so busy. For those who know, but for those who don't, I am a nurse. So I wanted to come through and I'm going to do something a little bit different this time around. I'm pausing on the life path numbers to bring forth just a little guidance on a tool that's very simple yet very powerful to utilize during this time. And I say during this time because we are going through a great shift and there's a lot of different shiftings happening at once. The cosmology of it all, what's happening here upon the earthly plane of existence. And a lot of folks I'm finding need to look into utilizing certain tools or certain remedies for cleansing and protecting. And so I wanted to give some advice. And then I'm going to do an oracle card pull for the collective in totality. It's going to be for each and every one of you. So I want to prescribe something. Yes, I am a crystal mage and I bring forth crystal RX. So black tourmaline, one of the master crystals, black tourmaline. Very, very, very powerful in protecting, in shielding, and in balancing and grounding. And so look into black tourmaline. I don't have any here at work. I usually have a chunk. I have larvicite, which is great as well. But black tourmaline and selenite. Selenite and black tourmaline combined together is miraculous, because selenite amplifies any and all crystals, brings forth the potency of a crystal. It also is a cleanser and recharger for all crystals. In fact, it does it to its own self. And it is one of the best crystals to utilize in amplifying black tourmaline, as well as cleaning your energetic field, your electromagnetic field, aka your aura. It will help in repairing and cleansing your aura to get out any of the gunk that you're picking up from your surroundings. Okay, so I wanted to bring that to the table. Next, we're going to get into the oracle card I pulled for the collective. All right, here's the card that came forth from my new oracle deck, the giraffe. And I was like, oh my goodness, wow. What is stated on this card and what I'm picking up on and channeling, and the message, the extensive message that I have, it just makes so much sense. Walk with your head held high and avoid unnecessary entanglement. An adjustment of perspective may need to take place to allow for a new opportunity not visible at your current vantage point. Stay connected to your higher self and remain grounded while taking in the bigger picture. Avoid clinging to the past and choose the high road. Folks, this is a collective transmission, and this card arrives as a reminder that where you stand determines what you see. You know, the giraffe is a very special creature. The giraffe teaches us to rise above the noise without disconnecting from the earth beneath our feet. And in times of chaos, as I've been saying, I've been using that word a lot because that's what I've observed quite a bit over these weeks, the last few months, discord. And also accelerated timelines and energetic shifts. So discernment becomes sacred medicine. Yeah. Not everything requires your engagement, darlings. Not every voice deserves your energy. Some paths only reveal themselves when you stop looking from survival mode and lift your awareness into clarity, the clarified junction. And that's where this glorious black tourmaline I was talking about becomes very essential. So this was a perfect card. And as the fifth dimensional frequency ignites and old structures destabilize, black tourmaline acts as an energetic anchor, absorbing excess, deflecting interference, and stabilizing your field so that you can see clearly without being consumed. It reminds you that protection is not fear at all. It is truly divine wisdom. And we are in a cocoon stage right now in the winter. Transformation. So hold your head up high, stay grounded, choose the higher road. Not because it's easier, but because it keeps your vision clean and clear and your spirit's, sovereign. So yeah, all right. That's it. Cosmic Oracle's out, and I'll see you next week. Toodles!
In the starlit night, secrets unfold. Cosmic oracle with stories untold. Whispers of faith reach out to the sky. She'll read your cards, let your spirit fly. Planets align in a cosmic dance, unlocking your truth, offering a chance.
That was something. Ooh, I love that. I like that. I like that a lot. And giraffes. Man, I love giraffes. Did you know that giraffes, when they're born, Like they fall out of giraffes, like they're kind of kicked out of their womb.
Yep.
And then it's like I thought about that, and it's so important because first of all, I love giraffes. I'm a tall woman. I remember hearing that growing up. You fucking giraffe. Oh, you little people. No, they used to bother me. I'm not bothering anybody who's short. I'm just saying they used to come for me when I was taller because I was strong. But my mom broke that down to me. My mom was like, "Listen to me. You know why? Because you stimulate. Like that's who you are." And she's always she says that that the reason why that was happening was because of the fluid in the lungs of the newborn's breathing reflex. That's supposed to help. That's why they get kicked like that. And then she said that it also the breaking of the umbilical cord naturally. You know, say that's what it was. It was like the drop provides enough force to sever the cord cleanly. Could you believe that? Yes. I didn't even know that. What else she was saying? She was saying something about that they have to stand and walk into an hour to avoid predators. Yeah. So the fall wakes up their nervous system and muscles for immediate action.
Right? I drafts.
I was like, Mama? Mama? Are you talking about me? Because sure, she was like trying to basically explain why her parenting was the way it was, right?
Yeah.
Giraffes were kicked out their belly, and I understand that. I understand that. It's wonderful. A lot of people feel uncomfortable with these conversations, though, because not everybody had a traumatic upbringing. Some people didn't have that. So when they hear someone speak on it, they think they're not over it. I'm over it. I think it's a wonderful thing to speak on it because I'm not ashamed of it.
It's always interesting that people feel that way to me.
Well, because there's something called jealousy too out there, believe it or not. They're jealous of even that. Some folks get jealous of the fact that you're strong and you survived a lot and they were not able to survive such a thing. They go crazy when when I don't know, when a car hits them, like any little thing. They just meanwhile, we got some real stuff that we survived. A lot of folks are in trouble with that. I want to get to your stuff though. That was wonderful. I love what you said there, and I want you to just elaborate just a little, because I think it's important for us to realize sometimes, like we may not see what's coming for us. That's a good thing. And because you mentioned that, you're like, it may not be happening right now, but it's coming. Right. I'm always going to lean on to all the positivity of something. I'm always going to lean there. I'm always going to resonate there. I like to resonate in great spaces. I like to know if there's something bad coming as well, but only for proper preparation, preparing me for perfect, Right. Proper preparation prepares you for, right? What is that called? The 5 proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's it right there.
It's kind of like,
proper preparation prevents poor performance. Absolutely. We want to make sure that we perform well. So when I heard you say that, I went straight to the first thing, and then I heard, okay, be prepared. I heard that part too. God, I got all this music in my ear. But that's it. That's what I was hearing. And I wanted you to just elaborate out off the the video now. Let us know what made you talk about that. Like, add more to that. I kind of want to know because you see it a lot. There's a shift, and I see it. You talked about that, the shift.
Right.
It's a lot.
Well, there was a lot that came through with that card. You know what? I was going to pull the card out too to bring it up again, because there's that message I read on the card, right? But there is.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I know.
Because here's the thing: is when I pulled that card, I read what was on. I chant so. I give what the message says, right? This collective transmission came through with it, and it was all about the card. I'm looking at it, and it said certain words on there, and I was like perspective, and and protection and ascension. Like this was coming through, and knowing the giraffe, what the giraffe is. And I talked about how the giraffe teaches us to rise above the noise,
Right.
because I was taught that a long time ago by an elder from Africa at the Gathering of Nations. It was all the tribes, indigenous people from around the world came, and this was in San Pedro, California. And I had a wonderful conversation, and he was talking about the giraffe. And I love giraffes. I'm like you. It's giraffes are one of my favorite animals. And I remember, because as this giraffe came flying, the deck, how I shuffle and the card comes flying, and I'm like, the giraffe, how perfect, because I'm talking about, black tourmaline, and I'm talking about selenite, and I'm like what they represent. And then this giraffe comes forth who teaches us about rising, above the noise without disconnecting from the earth beneath our feet. And the balancing, it's that balancing. And so this card was all about that. And being in this time that we're in, and all the stuff that's happening all at once, it becomes very overwhelming, right? And we want to be involved, and no, not everything requires your engagement. That was so loud that came through. Not everything requires you to be a part of it. Not every voice deserves your energy. I think I said that. Not every voice deserves your energy.
Well, not everything deserves a response.
No, exactly. And there's paths that are going to reveal themselves accordingly, especially when you stop, you pause and you stop looking for the survival, looking from that survival mode. And that was really evident in this card, and that's what came through. And that's why I was saying, this is perfect, because I'm talking about black tourmaline, and how black tourmaline and selenite both can help somebody, you out there, with all of this that was coming forth. Because this card was for the collective all. It's for each and every, now, not everybody's going to resonate with it, though. It's for the collective. But I can guarantee you, if you pause and you stop to think about what was being expressed, it's going to make sense, completely make sense. If you really open yourself up. And sometimes I always say, when I read for individuals too, one-on-one, I always put that disclaimer out there. Now, some of the stuff that's coming through, you may not resonate with it right now. Right. And in a week or 2 weeks, I had somebody not too long ago text me like, oh my gosh, COSMIK, everything you said, I wasn't sure what you were expressing in totality at the time, but here I am a month later, and it all makes sense.
It makes sense.
Fiddly-dee. That's how it works. And I'm channeling. And here's the other thing that I don't talk about very much, Izzy. Yeah, I know tarot, but I don't know too deep into tarot, believe it or not. I look at the card. I don't go based off the book. Oh, this card means this. Now I do know the energy, and I know the theme of the card. Right. But I use cards to make people feel comfortable, because they may not feel comfortable without me not using the cards and me just saying what I'm saying, because I'm channeling it. I think people will fear that. I read, I use the cards as a doorway. I put the cards out and they come through like this card. Yes, it said all the messages on there, and that's what I was feeling, but then I expanded on it, because that's what comes through me. And it just comes out. And so sometimes I don't even remember what I'm saying afterwards. I'm like,
no, I get that. I get that, because you said a lot. And one of the things I loved about is that, man, why is it trying to forget? Okay. You were like, it's almost like it's not haste. I understood everything you're saying. Right. Do I resonate with it right now? I am not. I do. I understand where you're at with it. I've been there. There. I've actually been there. Yeah. Man, that was good. Shout out to you, for real. I love that. I want to get into something that was good. I can't wait because you're gonna go back to the life path numbers next week, right?
Yes.
I can't wait.
There was a life path number coming through, but I said, hold on.
Can I tell you which one is it? Is the number? Is it okay? Can I tell you which one I think it is?
Yes, tell me.
Okay, Is it number 3? No. Okay, so it's 9. All right. It's got to be the 396. I don't know. I was there. 693. Like it was one of those. Like, but it's not either.
It's funny that you mentioned one of them was coming through, and I thought that's what it was going to be, to be honest. That's why but then something else came through pretty loud.
Well, maybe if I brought it up, it's because you really got to talk about it.
Yeah, it could be. Because
I'm just saying.
That's how I look at it. You just mentioned one, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I do need to talk about that because that was trying to come through. We'll see. When the time comes, I do it again. I do the like, ooh.
I'm just going to say this out loud. I don't know what's going on with me lately, but ever since I've been relaxing, I kind of like the chords disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have them. I'm good. Writing my book has helped me really, really to stand on the trauma and say I've overcome. A lot of great happening in my life, and I'm so happy. And I want to take the time to say that is why I learned about what a warrior of light was.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmic. I want to get into that real quick because there's a song I wrote a while back, a poem. I think I wrote this in 2022 or 2023. I have to check.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I wanted to talk about real quick, now that we're doing this special on Cosmic Insight, Cosmic, you have been bringing it, girl. I'm telling you, you're doing a lot. But I want to get into when people talk about warriors of light.
Yeah.
When people talk about warriors of light, they're not talking about perfect beings and saints or people who avoid conflict. They're talking about archetype, a way of moving through the world with clarity, integrity, and spiritual fire. Okay?
Yes. Yep.
This is a concept that shows up across cultures, right? And spiritual frameworks. But this is where I'm at with that. So Cosmic, I'm gonna try to break it down in a way that aligns with boundaries and the kind of narrative universe will build. Let's talk about it like that.
Perfect.
A warrior light is someone who refuses to abandon truth, to me, but soul truth. What is real, what is aligned, what is just. So they don't fight for ego. They fight for clarity. Because a protector of boundaries, that's what I see. They understand that light without boundaries becomes leakage. I said that before, the leak. Their energy, their community, their purpose, right? This is what we talk about. Not through aggression, but through discipline, presence. A being who integrates that shadow that we work with, right? The shadow work. A warrior light is not all love and light. They know their shadow, their wounds, their triggers. I know them. They don't want to run the show. The light is powerful because it's integrated. And those are the things that I see when it comes to being a warrior of light. They have compassion, discernment, courage, and they take accountability. And I'm not speaking of ideals and daily practices, Cosmic. I'm speaking about a warrior of light is a channel, not a savior. They're not here to rescue people. They don't carry other people's burdens. They hold the frequency that reminds others of their own power. Right? I think you talked about how the number 7 is a walker between worlds sometimes. I think you mentioned 7.
Absolutely.
Right? So
yep.
I consider myself that the emotional, the spiritual, the ancestral, the communal, right? And they translate between the realms without losing themselves. So you can see them you can see it in real time. They break cycles. They interrupt the generational patterns, the collective illusions, that energetic entanglement that we talked about a few minutes ago, and all those things, right? Because their presence alone may shift the whole room. And I see that. It's not a people pleaser because light doesn't bend itself to be liked. And I'm going to say that really loud. It's not a savior. They're not trying to rescue, trying to empower. They're not perfectionists. They grow through their mistakes. They're not passive. Love and light That's what I'm saying. They confront what needs to be confronted. I'm telling y'all what a warrior light is, okay? I'm telling you what I'm seeing. And I say that to say that it's so much about being a warrior of light. It's someone who has chosen consciousness over comfort, integrity over approval, alignment over attachment, purpose over performance. They're not defined by their battles. Like, I could talk about my trauma, but that doesn't define me. They're defined by their clarity, their presence, and their commitment to truth. And that's why when I speak of warriors of light, I know who's around me. I know who's with me. I know who stands with me. It's not a riddle. It's not a poem. I mean, it's not something that we're trying to decipher. It's very evident when I know when I'm walking among warriors of light. And I heard you mention that not everything deserves a reaction. Mm-hmm. This is why I am very selective when I put my hands on the fire for someone, because I don't react. I respond, and I respond accordingly. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I respond accordingly. I do not quickly, like I said earlier in the show, I think it was yesterday, I'm not quick to defend everyone. I don't rescue everyone. And I'm a first responder. I'm a first responder. And even when I report, I'm sitting there looking at you like, what are the facts? We don't want the emotions. I want to hear what really happened. I want the facts. I don't want the sugar. Talk to me. What's happening? And I'm trying to be as compassionate when I'm being thrown with things in my face. So when I discuss being a warrior of light, Cosmic, I consider you a warrior of light. I consider you a warrior of light. I consider Miss Cheesecake a warrior of light. I didn't always think like that, though. You know, and I have talked about the past. I wasn't always thinking she was a warrior of light. But you know what? I really checked myself. I checked myself. There was a lot of things that I had to look back at. I went to you go back to the drawing board, you read yourself, you check, you do the shadow work. That's what we do. Yeah. We take accountability. That's what makes us a warrior of light. It's not that you love and light all the time. That's a lie.
No, it's not.
That's a lie.
I like to channel that and bring that forward. And like when people say, with blessings, right? Love and light. It's a beautiful thing to express, but it's
right.
What you're saying is
love and light.
Yeah. It's not all that. It's not just love and light. Warriors of light.
I think we say that sometimes to try to avoid the other stuff, right?
Right. No, it is.
We say that like, oh my God, like hallelujah. You know what I mean? It's like me saying hallelujah. It doesn't mean I'm at the Vatican. It means that I'm saying hallelujah, like, oh my God, thank God you're alive. Type.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I know,
and it's a beautiful word to express because, as we always talk about, you and I and others, the power of words, and all words have energy. Thoughts are energy. And you're speaking. That's why, I always say, love, light, and peace profound. That's my signature saying. I've always said love, light, and peace profound because I want that for everybody. And I want that for myself. But what you're saying, though, is everything you just expressed is so on point when it comes to the warriors of light. It's not I love that you said that. It's not like, these tall, we have these beings, these unseen beings, right? That are warriors of light. What was that?
I said, I happen to be tall.
Yes. You giraffe.
Right? I love this giraffe. Yay. And a tree. You know what's so funny? I used to be called giraffe and a tree. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, that's beautiful. We don't realize how beautiful that is. And we think when we're younger, they're calling us these names I'm not a giraffe and I'm not a tree. And we get so like, but then later as we grow and we blossom and we get older.
Oh, she did. She said giraffes are one of the most independent animals. They power over everything. You don't sleep on a giraffe. Yeah. And they're so pretty. And then they're kind of like, then I was like, I never thought about it like that.
I love them. I love giraffes.
They call me a tree. Fuck, I was a tree. Tree. And then I'm like, and I'm older now, and you look in the mirror and you life, you know what I'm talking about? You be walking around with your dress, and you be walking around, you're like, I love being this tree. You just
Right.
wish you were me. You know what I mean? No, but seriously, I get what you're saying. I want to lead us into I want to play this. I want to actually play this right now. I haven't played this in a minute. It's called Warriors of Light. I could tell you when it was recorded. I want to say 2023. I should know that. Forgive me. This is Dr. Poetry. This is from the Badge of Pearls. This is actually, no, this has to be 2023. It has to be 2023 because, well, 2020. Yeah, 2023. This was my first EP, Badge of Pearls. Wow. Yeah.
Ooh,
and
nice.
it's my first EP. It's called Warriors of Light. And I went through something, and I went to the rainforest, COSMIK. I went to the rainforest.
Nice.
I went to the rainforest one time. I was going through something, and I came back with this. It was like I remember I had called, shout out to Bree Talks. I had called Bree and told her, yo, this is crazy. I just got back. And I wrote everything. I'm telling you what I wrote. Everything I wrote is on here when I got back from the rainforest for a cleansing, by the way.
Nice, nice.
Because I was seeing certain things and things were happening. This is like 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago. So I'm going to get to it. I'm talking a lot. Let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Hold on. If I can get it, if I can get it, here we go.
J1 the slings,
She on the beat.
No, turn that up. Turn it up. Return to sender all energies marinating in errors. For we protect all principles used by defenders of bright light, share carriers. This is your plight. Battling your own demons, I'm here to share. Managing energies intended to eliminate spiritual guides, leaders chosen by source. To save you from yourself. Lack and remorse, nourishing its foulness, decaying lack of remorse, infestation is so deep. Oblivious to set interest, interrupting and blocking illuminations reeking out of your pores. Of course, we greet the sun, grounding and sitting still with Mother Nature, feeling the vibrations, listening to the ethers. Identifying energies, attaching to the windows which we cancel, delete, and return to sender. For we receive deliveries of light, high vibrations, and an abundance of serenity. On high level of frequency, we warriors of light cancel all energies sent to destroy principles of peace, truth, freedom, and justice. From the rainforest down to the small pond and the river. Regardless of one's reluctancy and skepticism, cynicism, and plight, we will reject all dark forces and malignant energies. We are warriors of light. We are warriors of light. Share carriers managing energies intended to eliminate spiritual guides. Leaders chosen by source to save you from yourself. Lacking remorse. Nourishing foundness, decaying lack of remorse, infestation so deep, oblivious to set interest, interrupting and blocking, eliminations reeking out of your pores. Of course, we greet the sun, grounding and sitting still with Mother Nature, feeling the vibrations, listening to the ethers, removing attached entities, interrupting these deliveries intended to attack defenders of light, known as warriors of light. These warriors have spiritually arrived. They arrived to guide you in your opening of the spiritual third eye chakra. It's more than your daily mantra. Mantra, affirmation and ritual, cleansing of the body, cleansing of the mind. It's mystical, supernatural, magical, it's ethereal. In rice and beans, it's spiritual, and that's personal. Don't be sloppy, uncalculated, disorganized, unsuccessful. That attack on these defenders of the light, truth seekers, the ones that regardless of one's reluctancy, skepticism, cynicism, and plight, we reject all dark forces and malignant energies. We are warriors of light. And I'm Dr. Poetry, a warrior of light.
You already know. You already know. You
Snap,
already.
snap.
I'm just saying, I already know. Think about it. Stop.
Golly.
Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Before,
Wow.
I was in there still trying to process what happened there. Today in 2026, I could write a thesis on it.
Yes.
Shouldas.
Oh, wow.
I
Yep.
tried to tell you. I didn't know what was happening back then. I remember the phone call. I was like, yo, what the hell is going on? I was like, whoa, something's like, and even I remember
Yeah.
phone call that's just like with, it was somebody who, something that happened to me. It was something personal with me. And I confided in, and I spoke with, shout out to Bree, because she had my back with just listening to me when I was going through, and I was going through something, and I was just like, you know what I mean? My nose was like, the hell is happening here? And I was, but I remember just saying, I gotta go to the rainforest. The guy went to the rainforest because that's where I live by the rainforest. So I'm like, right there by the rainforest. That's why I'm like right there by the beach. Hello. Which reminds me, where is that? Do we
Oh
have
my
that?
gosh, we haven't played Yamayan.
Let's play that right now. See, if I said it, it's because you see what I'm saying? The
Yep.
synchronicity of it all.
Oh, she's coming through strong a lot lately.
I know. This morning, this rising, I was playing that earlier today, cleaning the house. That is funny. I wonder, where's that video? It's not here. Peculiar. Hold on one second.
Peculiar. Oh,
But
yeah.
before that, you know what? I'm going to do a big shout out to everyone out there. Big shout out to the Birdhouse. Big shout out to everyone. While I look for that video, we're going to go to the Birdhouse. Chill.
Tune in, powered by DJ Chip and the Birdhouse DJs. Featuring Birdhouse artists such as Candyman Raw, Weekend Worldwide, and Silhouettes. Follow the Birdhouse on Clubhouse and online. Or y'all follow at the Birdhouse website.
Chili chill on the grill, come do what you do. We wildin' in the Birdhouse, who's next to you? We wildin' in the Birdhouse, yo, we always wildin'. We wildin' in the Birdhouse, yo, we always wildin'. Chili chill on the grill, come do what you do. We wildin' in the Birdhouse, who's next to you? We wildin' in the Birdhouse, yo, we always wildin'. We wildin' in the Birdhouse, yo, we always wildin'. It's your boy Bo, chillin' with the Bird Gang, and your boy Chili Chill do the damn thing. You can rap, make beats, you can even sing, you can do it all right here on your way to fame. Don't let nobody tell you different. Never give up on your dreams, know that you're gifted. You are what the game's missing. Bring everybody in here, come take a listen. The Birdhouse is on a mission. Good vibes only, so chill with the sneak dissing. If you independent, throw it up. Chili chill, keep it real, that's what's up. Northwest, east to south, we all doing big in the Birdhouse. Chili chill on the grill, come do what you do. We wildin' in the Birdhouse, who's next to you? We wildin' in the Birdhouse, yo, we always wildin'. We wildin' in the Birdhouse, yo, we always wildin'. Chili chill on the grill, come do what you do. We wildin' in the Birdhouse, who's next to you? We wildin' in the Birdhouse, yo, we always wildin'. We wildin' in the Birdhouse, yo, we always wildin'.
What a bird game. You know we always keeping you lit in the Birdhouse.
Shout out to the Birdhouse and DJ
Love the Birdhouse family.
and Nettles, Owens, and AD, and all of those that are in the Birdhouse. Shout out to them. They're always popping. They're always. Man, I was in there yesterday for a little bit, but I be falling asleep because I gotta get up early. But
I'm going to sleep early too. I haven't been able to really.
But it's a good thing, right? Because we're getting up early, though. We're getting up, and I love that. I'm telling you, I don't want to talk so much about that, but it's a wonderful feeling when Your chakras feel aligned. La alineación de las chakras. Chakras sound funny in Spanish, right? Las chakras alineadas. Like, I don't even know if I'm speaking Spanish or Portuguese or speaking Italian. That sounded really.
Speaking of chakras, real quick, I will say chords. This, I mean, I forgot. I don't think I mentioned this. Chords have a tendency to go to a certain place. Now, a lot of times, those chords that I'm talking about, it's attached into the solar plexus. A lot of the times, but there's also the heart, the throat. Those are the main ones, I would say, where the chords get connected. The solar plexus, as far as the lower three, is the main one. It can be the sacral too. I will say that it can be the sacral, but a lot of times, that's why I always teach people to protect their solar plexus region, and it is really important because that's where chords like to go, or to get punctured if somebody or something or whatever is trying to send something your way. They'll try to puncture your powerhouse, which is your solar plexus. So
yeah,
be very mindful of that. We should be protecting all energy centers, but that is our powerhouse, and that gets disrupted if there's any imbalances or sluggishness in that energy center.
Right.
And if there's any ruptures in our aura in that particular region, it creates for certain types of havoc, so to speak. So that's where we get really thrown off. So I always tell people to really work on protecting that area. Throat too, because when things are sent our way, they want us to shut up, right? They're trying to prevent us from speaking our truth or the truths that be in regards to anything and everything, but usually, especially when we're speaking about certain things of light, as warriors of light, they will try to right there.
And I saw all that before. That's so funny. I saw that before. I write about that. In fact, healing. I'm gonna play this one right here. I speak of it. It feels like something's trying to keep me from doing what I have to do. I talk about it.
Yeah.
When I wrote that, there was a reason why I wrote it. Because there was a lot going on. I felt the attacks. I do. I don't resonate too much. I see it. I feel it. Okay, it's there. What are we gonna do about it? I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, I'm being attacked.
No.
Some people do that though.
Yeah, they do.
I don't move like that. I don't move.
I get people coming to me because of that. And
I don't move like that. I'm like, yo, there's something's going on here. Let's get to the bottom of it. Like when I see one of those things in my house, I hardly ever feel any of that in my home. This home, I've never found anything weird. Maybe once or twice I may have been like, what is that? Why is that there? Then I spoke to a few people because it never felt like a bad thing. It always felt like protection. It always felt like protection. But when I don't know about certain things, and I do, like, I hear something, you got 5 seconds to get the fuck out of here. I talk to it. You got 5 seconds before I start saying some things here that you're gonna be banished for real. So if you come in, please talk to me. If not, goodbye.
Right.
Like, I don't have time for that. Tell me the freaking numbers so I can win. How about that? Right. I want to win. No. But yeah, I want to get to that. But before anything, I wanted to speak to the Warriors of Light. We shout out to that. We talked about that. And now I want to definitely play this right here because we haven't played this in such a long time. Dr. Poetry and Cosmic Oracle in the house, y'all. Let's talk about this.
Con tu amor y tu fuerza.
She surrounded me with her healing waves as I became calm and centered, washing over my body, pouring her power into thy womb, her wisdom and strength guiding me to a place of safety, the deliverance of all truths that be, her wisdom and strength guiding me to a place of safety, guardian of the sea, her wisdom and strength guiding me to a place of safety, floating amongst the tides of time. a soul moon appeared in the path of my heart, and I began to understand why. How love saw me and said, I showed up. I wiped your tears and whispered secrets in your ears. You were not ready. There is that framing of time, the taste of reality, the deliverance of all truths that be. I continue to float eloquently, whispering affirmations of gratitude as the seventh wave passed over me, pure and clean of mind, I swear.
Te preguntas si existe peligro en escuchar las olas, las cuales susurran un eco. Pregunto, y este sentimiento tan profundo que las historias de un tiempo, un pueblo, un mundo. Yemayá, madre océano, guardiana del mar, con tu amor y tu fuerza nos enseña a respetar y amar el mar. ¿Qué son estos vientos que traen murmullos de antiguas verdades? Respetar tus aguas, honrar tus deidades. Pero el miedo ha tejido sombras de un desconocido en el Edén. Desde que muchos piensan tu poder es solo mar y no bien. Orillas, espíritus nobles en la brisa flotan con raíces en África. I'm Dr. Poetry with Cosmic Oracle. Africa.
Africa. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's so good. I remember that. I love that, Cosmic. Oh, man.
It too.
We got to do
just something about it. The beats, the words, you know,
how it went down though, right? Because I wasn't even gonna collaborate with you like that. I was kind of like, that's how it all started. That damn beat. Mm-hmm. So funny, right? Because I was in my world of like recording, and I came across a certain beat. I was like, this is a great beat. Why does it say Cosmic Oracle over it? Like that was when I reached out to him. I was like, Cosmic, you want to put your stuff on here? Because girl, this was it was like, and the thing about it, we both wrote it. And we saying the same thing, but I said it in Spanish and you said it in English. That was something, and we did not plan that, by the way.
Nope, not at all.
Because my cadence switched on that real quick. It switched. It was like, a respetar y amar.
When I first heard it, I remember thinking, I was like, yeah.
I was yeah. I'm like, who are you? Cut it out. Stop. Go eat some corn muffins. Like, it was funny. Because you know why I say that? Because I'm always craving corn muffins. And I believe it's an
corn
ancestor.
muffins. Yes, you are.
Like, I'm always craving. Girl, I made corn muffin the other day with real corn. And I don't make the Jiffy box and none of that. I make it from, the ingredients come from here. I was like, okay, I'm going to add some cream. Because whatever's telling me to make, that's what I'm going with it. Cream. Here we go. I got that down. Butter. Here we go. Some butter. I'm like, honey? You want honey too? Okay, honey, you got honey. There you go. You want honey. It's like, put a little bit of evaporated milk. All right, a little bit of evaporated milk. And then it's like a nice cream. And then I'm like, all right, I don't know how it's going to come out, but here we go. In the oven. And it rises. And then when I bring it out, I feel like I got to like take some more butter, like real butter. Whoever, this got to be from my dad's side. And so I start, I put the butter. And then I add some honey, more, and I throw it inside, like on top of it. And then I let it sit there for a good hour. When you cut that in there, and you see the parts of the corn in the cornbread. And that was not a Google. That was nothing. That's
kitchen alchemy.
Something. See, I don't know, and I'm pretty good like that. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna let y'all know. Like, test me. Take me to a kitchen where I have never seen. Give me ingredients. I will walk in there and I'll just be like, and it's my nose too. It's my nose. I swear it's my nose. I told this to Trip. I keep talking about ANN right now. Shout out to Trip to say, because we had a show one time, Moments of Clarity. I'm being real. We talked about the sentience, and I came across realizing that I'm a sentient from here, the nose. What do you call that?
Clairsentience.
What is it?
For the clairsentience.
The one that could smell.
Oh, oh my gosh.
It's the taste. My senses. It's
your senses, yeah. Oh, why am I spacing?
Oh my God! Like hello. I work. I'm a police officer. I did this. You know.
Yes.
I have this thing with the nose. It's like it's weird. It's like I could smell and and the savory glands. I could like I'm tasting and I'm like I want this. And anyway, the whole thing is, I know God does a lot for me. I'm very thankful for God. I just sometimes feel like, where is this coming from?
Right.
Take me to a kitchen, Cosmic. Take me to one of your kitchen, like a kitchen. Like we never visit the home, and if I see a little bit of honey or this and that, and I'll just be like, "Que yo voy a cocinar? What am I feeling?" And I'll make whatever in my soul wants, and it'll come out really good. I'm just saying, you gotta try it. You gotta try it. All right, y'all. It's about that time. We gotta get going, Cosmic. It's mad late.
We do.
I know. But listen, a big shout out to everyone. Thank y'all for watching. We appreciate y'all. Big shout out to COSMIK. COSMIK, you have the COSMIK Cove store. You have all that, all the wonderful things.
I do. I have the COSMIK Cove store, as you can see there. I'm getting ready. Like I said, I have an EP that I'm working on that I just started. I'm just trying to gather the beats. But it's going to be all about truth. That's the theme of the EP. It's going to be called, I think I'm naming it Raw Truth, and I'll start with my piece called Raw Truth. So that will be coming down the road. And then I have my book, The Power of Herbs, a Spiritual Practitioner Guide for Mind, Body, Spirit, and the Practical Mystic. And that will be coming out very soon, actually. I'm just about finished, I think. So fingers crossed, very soon. I'm publishing, doing everything myself. So I know that's hard. I think, Izzy, you did the same with your book. So you know the tasks. Like I've had to teach myself a lot. I had to teach myself the whole editing process with my manuscript.
I'm still here. This is what I'm doing. We are working on ourselves. We're taking care of ourselves. This is what it looks like, y'all. And I'm going to say this quick. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for doing the work, doing what you have to do, taking the time off. Sometimes we're not going to be able to be in everything. We can't be in all places. Sometimes you got to say, look, I can't make it. I'm writing up. And it's, I don't even want to tell folks anymore what I'm doing because people take it personal. Y'all have folks that nourish you or drain you. Remember that. Remember what we talked about. You know, I am working on stuff. Don't be mad at me. I want to keep, if I am working and you're working and you're trying to, everyone's doing what they want to do and what they feel like they need to do. And if working on your book, I like the way you put it. You don't put pressure on the time. You don't put pressure on yourself. That's the best. Nothing forced. And that's how I enjoy creating. I am learning. I don't know. We don't know these things. We're learning on our own. Because let me tell you something. Very few people are going to tell you, you know, Dr. Poetry, let me just show you. You may want to, this is the website. You should go here. You should. Nobody does that. Not everybody does that. And those that do, shout out to
Nobody's done that to me. I'm like,
well, Doc Bay has done that for me. Like, he's the one that taught me a lot of the things. This is why I don't care where he's at in the world. I will always stand where I'm standing from my world to his world. Shout out to you and thank you. Because he would tell me, look, open up your business here, do this. He showed me the things. And he's done that with a lot of people. So I'm grateful for that. I stand on appreciation.
He's a wonderful soul. He's a wonderful person.
He knows he has my heart forever. Like that's it right there. But not everybody's like that. Because not everybody's what? Balanced. So shout out to that. All right. Listen, guys, we got to get going. I really got to get going because I got to rush out of here. COSMIK, shout out to you. Thank y'all. And we'll see y'all next week, y'all. For real, for real. I love
Poesia. Poetry. Greek meaning poesia. I create, yo creo, conveying love, at times some anger, lyrical yet magical, methods of manifestations, I love it. A way of remembering, holding on to memory, preservation is called poetry. Predating literacy in many languages, 9 elements of poetry, alliteration as an honest consonants, figurative language, poetry. I love the imagery. Rhyme with me, feeling the rhythm, sometimes bongos, but today cover me. I'm going in with drums and violins. I'm Dr. Poetry, I dancer while I write a stanza, choosing wisely my tone, bailando el son, escuchando la clave. Each feeling the recentering rapidly to the movement of my pen as I express my thoughts through poem. What many refer to poetry, but was Latin really derived from the Romans? Negative, it's from the Phoenicians. Latin realmente no derivó de los romanos. After all, aren't we all hermanas y hermanos? Honors to all languages as we keep creating. We may all be speaking, but are we really communicating? I see you over there playing investigator all in my hair, pero yo no me ha muerto para que me estén velando. Entiendo lo que estoy falando, mi filia. Fica con calma, nene. No fica así, no. No fica con rabia, no. No one is shaming you for speaking different languages that connect us all. There's always truth in the lie, and I choose to rely on my frequency. But for me, it's the ability to express my thoughts in several languages. After all, the point of it all is to connect and not disconnect. Protection for the connection. Embrace my affection. In poetica dieri, soy doctora poesía, soy la doctora poesial. ¿A qué aconteció como lengua latina? Ella es extinta. What happened to the Latin language? Is it extinct? Is it dead? Está muerto. Que un herculano inició de latín. ¿El dónde veo? ¿De dónde vino? Phoenician derived, said the Romanos. So they added TIC to create a romantic language of French, Romanian, Spanish, and Portuguese. There's always truth in a lie, and I choose to rely on my frequency to embrace all dialects, accents that beautifully remind us of our diversified ancestry. Poesia sounds like a lot, right? I love it. Speaking Latin, Portuguese, and Spanish, but where did it come from? Phoenician. No one is shaming you for speaking different languages. Ninguém tá falando mentira, minha filha. Fica com calma, neném. Não fica assim, não. There's always truth in the lie, and I choose to rely on my frequency. Frequency. Ninguém me está adorando você por falar diferente. A linguagem que nos conecta a todos. Yo amo poesía con toda mi alma. Poesía. Feel free to hate on me. I'm Dr. Poetry, and I love poetry.